Yo, what's up, people? I'm your host, Jay Will, and I would like to welcome you to Inspire God's People, where we balance faith and business to guide you to your purpose. This is episode 251, Activate Airplane Mode. We're also going to look at another song, another lyric sheet, a lyric book, I'm sorry. The lyric book, we're going to do it again. We did Airplane Mode last episode. We're going to do No Balance this episode. Hey, this episode right here is for three people. First and foremost, let me just say I appreciate you rocking with me. Please do like, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think about this, all that good stuff. But I appreciate you, taking some time to rock with me. This episode right here is for three people in particular. The first person is someone who's trying to do right. You know what I'm saying? But they've been distracted. Like, you know how it is. Like, you really been trying to give it your all, and you just kind of keep finding yourself getting to a spot where you take one step forward, two steps back. You can't really figure out like how to get this thing together. Got something to say to you. The second person, this is a person that's just tired of trying to compare themselves to everyone and everything going on social media and in the world around us today. We know that the voices are loud and sometimes it's tough to keep up. If you are a person that's like, yo, I'm actually just tired. Yep, this for you. We got some encouragement to keep you going. And then lastly, this episode is for someone who is in a rough place, but you know it's because of you. Ooh, that one that's a stinger. That hurts a little bit. Like, if I've been there. I think we all have been there in some capacity, right? Most of us were like, you tripping, falling, not figuring things out, but it's because of decisions that you're making, things that are in your control. If any of those three people are you, I got some stuff to say. And maybe even if you don't perfectly fall into those categories, I will hope that you could take something away from episode 251, Activate Airplane Mode. And then we're going to, look, everybody's welcome as I break down my song, No Balance. We did this thing, if you missed it, a couple days ago where I took everyone through what all the lyrics in one of my songs, Airplane Mode, means. So if you missed that, check that out. And we're going to do that again today with the song No Balance. But without further ado, let's jump right into Activate Airplane Mode. So here's the idea. It's that my songs, my music, my lyrics have meaning. We went through Airplane Mode and talked about what that song means in the lyrics. And now I just want to share it for a brief second. How do you activate airplane mode in your life? And what does that even mean? All right, first things first, I'm a person that travels quite a bit. And what I love about traveling is, for me, it gives me a break, believe it or not. Even though I'm busy, it gives me a break because I spend so much time in front of my laptop, in front of the computer, on calls every day, video calls with my team and my partners and all these different things. And I'm going to be real. It's like you just sitting there all day. You're not walking. You're not eating your best. And sometimes for me, getting on the airplane, and when they tell you to put that phone on airplane mode to shut off all distractions, sometimes I need that. I'm going to just be real with you. Sometimes for me, it's like, yo, like, look, I need a break from everybody and everything that's pulling on me and pulling me in all these different directions and asking me for favors and need my help. And so getting in airplane mode and activating airplane mode is a really important aspect in life. And what I've learned for myself is that we're not always aware of when we need to activate airplane mode. Sometimes we're tired and we just have not had the opportunity to just like admit it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is the first step. I want to give you the freedom today. Just admit that you're tired if you're tired. Admit that you're struggling if you're struggling. Admit that you made some mistakes. Admit that you're not perfect. I know, I get it. In the world today, bro, everybody is trying to act like they have everything figured out. Let me be the first to tell you, I don't have everything figured out. I'm still sorting through things in my life, growing as much as I can each day, trying to become a better person, trying to follow Christ. And it's not always easy. And I think we live in an environment where there's this pressure to be perfect. So everyone is putting out this perfect version of themselves, because let's be honest, it's like, you don't want people to know that you got flaws. I don't want y'all to know that I'm not 100% perfect. And what is everyone going to think? And like, how are they going to judge me? And so activating airplane mode, the first reason you might want to do this is just so you can eliminate all of the distractions and get some time with you and the Lord. Look, whether it be on a regular airplane, real life airplane, or just metaphorically you needing to go into airplane mode for your life, sometimes you need to eliminate distractions. Appreciate the people in the comments. What up, fam? Dominic, unknown person. Thank you all for checking out the show. Please do like, share, subscribe. But we go through these moments in our lives where, like, look, just being real, like I need to unplug from this matrix. I need to unplug from all of these opinions, because these opinions start drowning out the Lord. Like, there is an opinion that we need to be listening to. There is a perspective that we need to listen to. But let's just be real with ourselves and admit, like, sometimes, bro, like, I'm so caught up in keeping up with the Yahoo headlines and TMZ headlines every day that I'm not even keeping up with the biblical headlines. I'm not even reading the word. I'm not even praying. And so just like, one of the things I like to think about is, like, you know how you wake up every day and it's news, like it's news on your feed, is news everywhere. I got a little sweat going on, man. I feel like a preacher in here. Y'all got me preaching today. Ooh, yeah. But imagine if the Lord was everyday heavenly news, like the heavenly news. There's a headline of the day, something that God wants you to do, something that God did yesterday in your life. And imagine you're waking up every day and you're just choosing to listen to the world news. You're choosing to listen to the toxic news. You're choosing to listen to the gossip news and those headlines. Now, I'm a believer, and this is what I believe. You may not believe this, and I'm not here to debate you if you don't, but I'm a believer that it's really hard in life not to output whatever you've input. So I think we are all influenced. I think as human beings, we are influenced. So if you listen to something every day, if you watch something every day, I know a lot of us think, oh, and I'm not even here to tell you it's a sin or nothing. I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying, like, yo, like, some of your output, some of who you are in this world, some of when you go out into the world and whatever you're producing or not producing, it's because of what's been input. It's because of the information that you've downloaded every single day, that sometimes we start acting out things and are influenced by things. And it's so natural and so smooth because you just been watching TMZ every day, bro. You've been watching Love and Hip Hop so much, you can't figure out why you always in a messy argument with your spouse. And it might just be that you have input that so much into your mind that you're just acting out what you see. No shout, no diss to Love and Hip Hop. I don't watch that show, but I ain't mad at y'all. My point is, at the end of the day, there are times in our own lives that we don't realize that we're in our own way. Now, for those three people that I talked about, the person is trying to do right, but they're just distracted. What does that mean? Like, let's just say if, I'm trying my best to, work out every day, but I get up in the morning, I, lay around in the bed, I toss and turn, and then I go and doom scroll, I think is what y'all calling it now. I'm on Instagram for an hour before work. Then, now I got to go to work. And then it's like, man, I want to work out, but I didn't have time. And it's like, I'm really lying to myself. Really, I had time. Like, I want to get better, but I just keep getting distracted. So airplane mode for that person might mean just delete the Instagram app off your phone for this week or today or whenever, or just commit to, I'm not going to let that be the first thing I do, and then start intentionally repurposing your time to do what you said you want to do. You said you wanted to work out. You said you wanted to be in shape. So now we just really trying to do what we said we were going to do, right? You feel what I'm saying? Amen to that. Amen to that, Dominic. The second person, you're tired of trying to compare. Look, and it's not just a knock against social media. It's just social media is the thing that's so present in our lives, but you could be overly comparing yourself in person. It don't have to be social media. You're just a person that is looking at everyone else as better than you, right? And A lot of that happens because, look, the fact of the matter is no one pays as much attention to me as me. And so I think everybody paying attention to me, but in reality, it's just me in my own mind paying attention to me, you paying attention to you. And so what happens is our flaws are heightened in our own mind. Like everything wrong with me in my mind is like probably 10 times greater than what it is to everyone else, because I think people have time to be paying attention to everything I'm doing. And the reality of it is that they don't, because they're paying attention to themselves. But how do you start overcoming this? Again, airplane mode. Airplane mode is not just about cutting other people off or turning down the noise. It's about turning up the volume on the word of God. It's about turning up the volume on prayer. It's like EQ for those people who, if you got a mixing board or something like that, for the engineers out there, the producers, like I'm talking about like turning one thing down while turning another thing up, right? So airplane mode isn't just about what you cut off or what you cut down. It's about what you turn up. And in airplane mode and eliminating distractions, what I'm trying to do is say, Lord, what do you have to say to me? And this is something for me, like I've lived this stuff out. And I'm telling you, like my lyrics, I don't go in the studio and just create nursery rhymes personally. When I'm writing music and I'm creating, and even these podcasts and stuff, I'm not just coming on a podcast to talk about the thing that I know is going to get the most attention or what happened spicy yesterday or what's crazy in the world. Like this really means something for real to me. And so for me, I've lived out airplane mode in a way where I had to eliminate the distractions around me so that I could turn up and find out, Lord, what do you have to say to me? So I know what it feels like to be walking in circles and feeling like, oh, am I doing the right thing? I don't know. Like, what does God really have for me? What's his plan for me? What do you want me doing? And sometimes that takes time. And that's the important thing for us to take from this as well is, look, I'm not a person that believes that in an overnight success. I don't. I think overnight successes were really a culmination of multiple nights that we never paid attention to until it was time to be successful. And my point there is just, if you're a person that's tired of comparing yourself to people, tired of walking in circles and feeling lost, you just need to turn up the word of God in your life. What did that mean? I mean, whether it's finding a local church, finding a believer, a mentor that's a Christian leader, someone that is at least in church, reading your word, praying, and understanding these things don't happen overnight. I think sometimes, especially when we're younger and on fire for God, and young, I don't mean age. I just mean like however long you've been saved. Like if you newly saved and you on fire, and in that moment it feel like, oh, nobody gonna ever be able to. And it's like, I don't want to knock you off your, you know what I'm saying, your vibe there. Like, but at the end of the day, sometimes you get discouraged, even as a believer. You have ups and you have downs in this life. And so, it's important for us to have fellowship. And, at various points in my life, I didn't have that fellowship. And there's a gap there when that's not there. And there's a need to have believers around you to encourage you, not just to tell you what you want to hear. And that's something I want you to hopefully take away from today. Encouragement is not just hearing what you want to hear. Encouragement is telling you what you need to hear in order to move forward. And so I'll give you an example for me in the corporate world. I'm, a person that has mentees that come to me for career development in particular. It's something that a lot of people come to me to figure out when they get in the point in their career and they feel a little stuck, like what are some things they can do? And, that's something that I'm really passionate about, is helping people develop in their careers. And so there are times that I'm talking to people, and this is just last week. I think I had 2 or 3 people last week. I got somebody on the calendar this coming week, tomorrow actually, a new person that I don't know that was told to reach out to me. And somebody last week, asked me a question, and I'll tell you, it's really tough. And I told the person the truth, because in career development, in order for me to help you get to where you have to go, I have to tell you what you're currently doing that's not right. But I let the person know I'm not trying to discourage you. I'm actually trying to encourage you. But in order for you to do the things you need to do, you need to stop doing this thing over here that's actually holding you back. And some people will shy away from trying to encourage you in the truth because it's just easier not to face that and not to tell someone, hey, you have an opportunity to grow. But when people come to me specifically, you come to me and you say you want career development advice, it's something that I take really serious. And so my point to us all is that as believers, we're not going to always just hear in the Bible or in the word of God, like what we want to hear. Sometimes it's going to be, or all the time it should be what we need to hear. All right. And to that person that's in a rough space, but you know it's you, what I want to say, airplane mode for you just represents some time of reflection, right? But then also decision making. And sometimes it's hard to make a decision when you're in the midst of the flow of something. So, let's say I'm out here and I'm just living a life that I know doesn't please God. Maybe I got the wrong people around me. Maybe I keep putting myself in dangerous situations out in the streets or something. And I know I don't need to be doing that. And God keeps giving me some grace and some mercy. And I didn't get, I could have got caught up over here. I didn't get caught up. Look, for you, airplane mode is about you need right now to take some time to reflect and make a decision. I told somebody this week, actually, that, being a decision maker is an important part of leadership. And what it means is that you just can't spend forever trying to strategize. When you're dealing with strategy, sometimes you can analyze and overthink things. I'm an overthinker, so I get it. But a lot of times I have to just make a decision and be okay with failing or succeeding. But as a leader, you got to make decisions. And as a leader of your own life and as a believer, you're going to have to make decisions. And I say that to say a lot of people who are in a rough spot but know it's their own fault, you just keep giving yourself excuses. You keep feeding yourself excuses. Oh, yeah, but this because I lost my job, or this because, this over here, my baby mama this, or this because these people lied on me. And I get it. Those things may be true, but it's time for you to activate airplane mode in your life and reflect, hold yourself accountable, and make a decision to move forward. And I truly believe that when we do those things, there's a process. It's not overnight, but I believe when we do those things, God could take us where he wants us to go. Remember, airplane mode is not just about, tuning out the noise, but it's about turning up the volume of the word of the Lord in your life, turning up the volume of purpose in your life, turning up the volume of what God wants you to hear in your life, because those are the things that are going to push you forward. And I'm telling you, I know this from experience myself. You want it to be overnight, but sometimes it's just, you're inching. And sometimes that's all we actually need is enough of a push and enough growth to have the encouragement to go to the next day. And if you keep doing that, eventually you look back and realize how far you've come. And for me, I always say that direction is more important than speed. Some of us want to speed through life and speed through success. And I'm like, slow it down. Slow it down. Why? Because, hey, life goes fast. Feels like I was 15 yesterday. Feels like I was 25 yesterday. Feels like I was 30 yesterday. And at the end of the day, you start looking back and you're like, whoa, hold on. I remember wanting to hurry up and grow through life. And it's like, slow it down, Lord. I'm cool. Let me just savor it a little bit. You ever watch the Food Network or something? My wife watch all these little cooking shows and stuff and all these competitions. And every now and then I play around, like when I'm at the dinner table eating, and I like eat my food slow and I try to act like I'm a judge on the show and give my little feedback. Yeah, the chicken is crunchy on the edges, but I probably could stand for it to be a little more tender or whatever. What I always appreciate about those shows is the reason they're able to appreciate food or even critique food so deeply is because they're taking their time and tasting it. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Take your time on this walk with the Lord and realize, I don't got to be the most successful person on earth overnight or ever, or I don't have to, just jump from the bottom of the mountain to the top in 3 days. No, I'm here to taste and see that the Lord is good. I'm here to appreciate what he's doing in my life. So hopefully that part of the show encourage y'all, activate airplane mode in your life. I'm about to walk y'all through this music. So let's get into this music. This song is called No Balance by J Will Music. That is my artist name. If you don't know that, please do check it out. Here's how we're gonna do this. Let me add the music to the stage. I don't like that view. Let's get a better view. Okay, we're gonna rock with this view. All right, so here's how this is gonna work today. This is called the Lyric Book. This is a series where I am walking y'all through, opening up my lyric book and being a little vulnerable. What did I mean in these songs? So many times we don't really know. We just listen to music, stuff is catchy or whatever. My music is so like intentional and near and dear to my heart and so important that I realize I have to start walking people through what this actually is. So if you like Christian rap music or don't like it and want to find out a little bit about J. Will music, which I think I'm probably a unique artist. I don't fit into the mainstream category of Christian hip hop, and I don't really make the same kind of music that mostly everybody makes. And that's not to say it's better or worse. It's just different. I'm a little different in my intentions and my beliefs, and my why is a little different. And that is what this is all about. So we're going to check out this song, No Balance. Let me just first say before I jump into it, No Balance is about it's about ambition, healthy ambition, right? And so I think sometimes with ambition in this life, we look at ambition as a negative thing, which ambition can really be a negative thing because it could be so selfishly rooted. But what I'm noticing in the world we live in today is that actually, let me remove that real quick. Actually, ambition is becoming an issue. Like a lot of young people are not ambitious. A lot of young men in particular are not ambitious anymore. They're okay with sitting at home, playing video games all day, not having a job. They're okay with not taking care of their responsibilities. And so for me, I wanted to create a song that was a little maybe tricky and towing a line with the on the surface of what it seems like it's about in tackling healthy ambition. But also I just saw a need out there in the world today of like, bro, like we struggle to be ambitious. People are lazy. People are not trying to be something. And I believe that the enemy works, like especially with young men, when a young man doesn't have purpose and isn't walking towards anything or doesn't know his purpose, because we all have purpose, like that young man becomes a danger to society. And this isn't just about young men, but that is where I see it as even more dangerous than young women, to be honest. So this song, No Balance, is really overall about healthy ambition, right? And all of my songs on this album, This Time Is Different, have a regular title that you see like this called No Balance, but then it secretly has a time title. And these time titles is just really, it kind of anchors how I wrote the song. So this song in the time title is called Out of Time. And the idea is by the time you realize you could have done everything, will it be too late to do anything? Or you be out of time? It would suck to go through this life and realize at the end, Jesus died for my sins. He gave me freedom. There is no balance. Like the debt has been paid. And so the idea is that because the debt has been paid by Jesus Christ, it doesn't matter if I fail or succeed. I just got to try, because the most important thing is intact. When you've repented and you've given your life to Christ, that's the most important thing we could do. That is a successful life. Whether we believe it or not, that is what success looks like. So then this earthly healthy ambition says like, yo, I don't worship money. I don't bow down to money, but I understand that I'm here on this earth with a purpose and for a purpose. And I am going to be ambitious in the Lord because God gave me the freedom to be ambitious, but I am not going to do ambitious things that contradict the word of God, my morals, my values, my principles, right? And so this song is really rooted in this idea, like for me in particular, like, yeah, I'm going to try to be something. So let's get into the song. I done talked about it enough. This is No Balance, J. Will music. I'm going to be stopping all throughout. So, yeah. Let's see what we got.
No matter who you are and where you're from, God has a plan for you. Don't be afraid to try. Don't be afraid to fail. God has a plan for you. I'm trying to go from 7 Mile to 7 figures. If I fail, that's okay, cause Jesus saved me and he paid it. Ain't no balance on my freedom. Ain't no balance on my freedom. Ain't no balance. I'm trying to go from 7 Mile to 7 figures. If I fail, that's okay, cause Jesus saved me and he paid it. Ain't no balance on my freedom. Ain't no balance on my freedom. Ain't no balance, Jesus.
All right. Let's pause real quick. Hold on. Song starts off, no matter who you are or where you from, God has a plan for you. Don't be afraid to try. Don't be afraid to fail. God has a plan for you. Very simple. Ain't no deep bar, no crazy hidden bars there. I just wanted to start off this song and found it on the fact that no matter who you are or where you from, whatever color, nationality, ethnicity, don't matter, God has a plan for you, right? So that is, sometimes people are walking through the world and feeling like, well, God didn't call me. I'm not the right color. I'm not the right height. I'm not this or that. No matter who you are or where you from, God has a plan for you. And then we go into the hook. I'm trying to go from 7 Mile to 7 figures. If I fail, that's okay. Jesus saved me and he paid it. Ain't no balance on my freedom. Very simple. I'm from 7 Mile, people, East Side Detroit, born and raised, and I'm trying to go to 7 figures. Let me say something about money real quick. And that's why I wanted to tackle this topic, because I think we don't have healthy ways to discuss money. Yes, I'm trying to go from 7 Mile to 7 figures. Understand this, excuse me. Money, millions, it's not, there's different ways to look at it. Some people, we've only been taught to look at millions as like this greedy, do bad, shady things to get money and then get money to stun on everyone. Nope, not the case for me. This is maybe a little in depth. I've worked in banking. I do a lot in, the financial investing, education world, as far as learning, not teaching. And the more you learn, is like, it takes millions. If you want to get to a certain part of your life, let's just say retirement, the average amount that you need to retire right now is $3 million. And like, that sounds crazy, right? So probably most of us. I'm not going to assume y'all don't have $3 million. There could be multimillionaires listening to the show. Shout out to you. But we need to find healthy ways to educate people on the fact that, like, hey, if you don't have millions of dollars, you're going to be working forever. Social Security is not going to be enough to take care of you and sustain any type of meaningful lifestyle. And therefore, like, it's almost like a life of poverty that I'm signing up for. And so for me, this idea that I'm trying to go from 7 Mile to 7 figures, I'm just putting a stamp on it and saying it out loud. Like, that's been the case, but I'm saying it. I'm trying to go from 7 Mile to 7 figures. But wait, if I fail, that's okay, because Jesus saved me and he paid it. Ain't no balance on my freedom. So I have the freedom to be ambitious. But at the end of the day, if I fail, as long as I've given my life to Christ, as long as I'm walking in his purpose and his will for my life, then I'm successful. Hopefully that makes sense. Let's get back into the song. No Balance, J Will Music. Check it out, people.
Freedom, thinking about money, you missing the purpose. Pictures I painted in verses. Picasso and Van Gogh in church. Life is a canvas, words are the paint. God knows my art, ain't nothing changed. Speak some.
Hold on. We got to talk about it. All right, so the first verse starts off, thinking about money, you missing the purpose. I think I've already laid that out, but it's like some people could hear the hook trying to go from 7 Mile to 7 figures and just be turned off. And we don't have healthy ways to talk about money, so we think just the mention of money means something shady. So I'm just starting off the verse to say, thinking about money, you missing the purpose. Pictures are painted in verses. Look, my verses, I've said it, in various songs and things, like, even I want people to close their eyes and listen to my music and visualize what I'm talking about. That's how I write it. I write it as like a movie taking place in my head, and I can see what I'm talking about, right? Audio vision. This has been the case forever, this idea of how I write music. I could see what I'm saying. I've always believed that. That's been my approach with music the entire time. Right. So thinking about money, you missing the purpose. Pictures I painted in verses. All right. That's art. Picasso and Van Gogh in church. So what I'm saying is my verses, right? These pictures I'm painting are like the artists, Picasso and Van Gogh, if they were in church. It's Christian art is what I'm trying to say. You see the entendres there that's happening. You're talking about, pictures are painted in church and artists that paint, and the fact that you can see the art that it's a picture that's coming to life. Okay. Picasso and Van Gogh in church. Life is a canvas. Life is the canvas. Words are the paint. All right. Let me play that part and then I'll break that part down.
You missing the purpose. Pictures I painted in verses. Picasso and Van Gogh in church. Life is a canvas. Words are the paint. God knows my art. Ain't nothing changed. Speak sound doctrine. Ignore the.
All right. Life is a canvas. Words are the paint. God knows my art. Ain't nothing changed. All right. So for those of y'all who really, really rock with me, you would know that one of my albums in 2017, I released a project called God Knows My Art. So let's take a quick break. Let's go. In order to connect some of this stuff, I gotta take you to the other piece of the puzzle or it ain't gonna make sense. So let's go to this song, which is Spirit Breakout from my album, God Knows My Art. And then you're gonna see the whole point of this.
They want to see you. My life is a blank canvas. My words are the paint. God knows my art. Eyes closed, standing at the edge of the ocean. Hands raised to let you know I'm fully devoted. I can smell the rain coming, but I ain't running.
All right. So you see that song starts off, my life is a blank canvas. My words are the paint and God knows my art. Now, let's go. Oh, did my camera just, hold on, people. What in the world is going on? My camera just went out. Give me 1 second. All right, I'm back, man. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Kind of weird. Kind of messed up. Let's see. The devil is a liar. All right, let's see. This episode gonna be weird. There we go. All right, I'm back, man. I don't know what happened. Hopefully it don't cut off again. If it do, we're gonna have to redo this. But my life is a blank canvas. My words are the paint, and God knows my art. So hopefully you can kind of see now. If we go back to No Balance, you can kind of see what's about to happen here. Let's go.
Go in church. Life is a canvas, words are the paint. God knows my art, ain't nothing changed. Speak sound doctrine, ignore the gossip, inspire God's people who are afraid to be great. You should be cracking the safe by now.
Okay, so that just went into a scheme of not all my old projects, but some of my old projects. So I went from this idea of like talking about art in church. God knows my art, ain't nothing changed. Speak sound doctrine, ignore the gossip, inspire God's people who are afraid to be great. So yes, okay, you could just read that all as it is, but then the double entendre in there is I have an album called God Knows My Art. I have an album called Sound Doctrine. I have an album called Inspire God's People. And then I have a project with my brother Darius called Afraid to Be Great. And so this is another theme that I do quite often in my music, to just leave little breadcrumbs for the people who know my music and my songs. I use song titles and album, titles as bars. And so a lot of times what's hidden in there is like if you just listen to it as what it is and you never heard it, he's like, okay, whatever. But it's also the bars. So let's go back and check that out.
Pictures I painted in verses. Picasso and Van Gogh in church. Life is a canvas, words are the paint. God knows my art, ain't nothing changed. Speak sound doctrine, ignore the gossip, inspire God's people who are afraid to be great. You should be cracking the safe by now, but you afraid to be in the bank. My God.
All right, so you should be cracking the safe by now. So now I'm entering this visual of, it's actually this visual of being in a bank. And I want to shoot a video for this. I have a concept for it that I wrote out last year. We'll see if I'm able to do that. It's really super expensive to try to find a building with a bank vault that's available for rent. The one I found was a few $1,000s, and I'm like, bruh, like it's like, I don't make money doing music. This is like me just walking in purpose and trusting God. Like this stuff is expensive. It's expensive. So anyway, if y'all know somebody who has a building with a nice bank vault where I can come shoot a video and it's not gonna cost me an arm and a leg, let me know about it. But the point is, at this point, I'm saying you should be cracking the safe, because for the people who know, right, my music, they would have heard that God knows my art, ain't nothing changed, speak sound doctrine, inspire God's people who are afraid to be great. You should be cracking the safe by now, but you afraid to be in a bank. So again, this is now touching back on the point that some people are just afraid to talk about money. It's just like anything bringing up money, your mind can't even think on it. And so I'm just saying that some people still stuck on I'm trying to go from 7 Mile to 7 figures, but there's a deeper, broader message being spoken here. All right, let's go. Let's make it through this.
Be cracking the safe by now, but you afraid to be in the bank. My God, your people are lost and don't know what to think. Maybe connecting the dots of these thoughts that's been locked in the vault is gonna give them the key. They'll see.
Woo. But you afraid to be in the bank. My God, your people are lost and don't know what to think. Some of us don't know what to think about money because we're not reading the word of God and what it says about money. And there's some balance that needs to take place there. We're going to get into that in the second verse. But then I say, maybe connecting the dots of these thoughts that's been locked in the vault is going to give them the key. The whole point is that, like, hey, maybe these thoughts that I'm weaving together in this song will give people the key to unlock that safe that they should have been cracking, when we understand that it's okay to be healthy, ambitious. It's okay to go after things and live in this life. We should be trying to get in shape. There's no dishonor in you getting up and going to work and making a living for your family in a legal, legit way, right? It becomes bad when we start being greedy and we start doing weird stuff to make money. And now we made money in all these shady ways, or we took advantage of people to get ahead. That's when it gets weird. But I believe there's purpose and ambition. There's purpose in your success, and God can use that success and influence to do other things. We see that with people like Joseph in the Bible. And I'm not a person that just believes you should just be chasing any and everything. What I'm saying is God does use people in positions to bless others, right? All right. Let's get through it. Hopefully this is making sense.
I'm trying to go from 7 Mile to 7 figures. If I fail, that's okay, cause Jesus saved me and he paid it. Ain't no balance on my freedom. Ain't no balance on my freedom. Ain't no balance. Trying to go from 7 Mile to 7 figures. If I fail, that's okay, cause Jesus saved me and he paid it. Ain't no balance on my freedom. Ain't no balance on my freedom.
Yo, real quick, let me just give a shout out to my homeboy Gabe Parker, who did this track. He produced this track. He produces typically at least 1 to 2 songs on most of my projects. But Gabe is an amazing producer with a unique sound, a unique approach and ear. One of my homeboys that he's also a rapper. He's rapped on a couple of my songs. I rocked on some of his as well, his projects. He's also a pastor, Path of Revelation Church. So shout out to my homeboy Gabe. Just want to just say thanks, man. Like this track, when I heard this track, I was like, let me buy that up off you, bro. Let me get that. So and you know, anybody who know Gabe, it's hard to get a track from Gabe, man. Like it's tough.
Ain't no balance, Jesus free. I don't love money, don't chase money. If the Lord give it, he can take from me. That's the foundation that I build upon while I'm out here trying to make money.
All right, let's just get that out the way, right? I talked about this balance as it relates to ambition. Like, there's a balance that we should have in being ambitious. And when we thinking about like, yo, I want to make money or do things, but I wanted to just like set it straight in this part of the song. what did I say? I don't love money. I don't, hold on. I almost forgot now.
Ain't no balance, Jesus free. I don't love money, don't chase money. If the Lord giveth, he can take from me.
I don't love money. I don't chase money. If the Lord giveth, he could take from me. Like, that's important to know if you're going to be ambitious. Like, I don't love money. I'm not chasing money, right? I know that if the Lord has given unto me, he could take from me, right? Like,
That's the foundation that I build upon while I'm
that's the foundation that I build upon while I'm out here trying to make money. If there's nothing else that you take from this song or what I'm about when I talk about success or growth, it's that. It's that I don't love money. I don't chase money. What did I say? I done forgot the lyrics now.
Jesus free. I don't love money, don't chase money. If the Lord giveth, he can take from me. That's the foundation that I build upon while I'm out here trying to make money. I know all money ain't great money. Doing the right thing might take time, just wait for me.
I know all money ain't great money. Like, that's important to know. All money ain't great money. It may take time, just wait for me. Like, so again, direction is more important than speed. In this particular verse, it's not a whole bunch of crazy entendres so far. These are just introspective thoughts, and I'm trying to lay out a clear foundation for people to know what I believe in and know where I stand with this. And it's something that I try to do in my music a lot, especially if I'm like tackling a topic that's like, that I know like some people are either going to be off put by, or maybe just not clear on how to think about this particular topic. And money is a topic I love talking about, but it's challenging to talk to Christians about money because of all of the, I think, misperceptions, misconceptions. My English people, English majors, which word should I use right now? You get what I'm saying. Let's keep it moving.
Brick by brick, I built this building on this floor. It ain't no ceiling. Keep my head up in the clouds. I'm so ambitious.
Okay, now we can enter the entendres. Brick by brick, I built this building. On this floor, it ain't no ceiling. If you go like, all right, so that's just, okay. I'm just talking about like the things that I have. Like, I don't love money. I don't chase money. I know that all money ain't great money. If the Lord giveth, he could take from me, right? That's the foundation that I build upon while I'm out here trying to make money. But it's like, okay, that's the foundation. It's founded there, brick by brick. From there, I built this building, right? It's just saying like I earned it. I didn't do nothing shady. I'm not saying I built it without God or nothing like that. But what I'm saying is the foundation is laid on Christ. Faith without works is dead. I had to work. I had to do some building. Brick by brick, I built this building. I'm building now, but on this floor, ain't no ceiling. So imagine I build this building and I didn't put a ceiling on it. Keep my head up in the clouds. I'm so ambitious. So there's no ceiling. So my head is in the clouds. I'm so ambitious. Okay. You get what I'm saying? So it's like the other part is brick by brick, I built this building on this flow, meaning my rap. See, now I'm on this flow. It ain't no ceiling. All right. Keep my head up in the clouds. I'm so ambitious. Now that is actually, again, just on the fact that like there is no limit to my rapping. I don't believe that because I'm a Christian rapper, I'm less talented than secular rappers. That's something that is like a real thing where people just assume like, oh, you're a Christian rapper. I'm gonna tell you why that's always been weird to me. I don't get into all the debates with people, but it's been weird to me because I grew up on 7 Mile in Detroit. I went to college, went to high school in Detroit. I stood on corners, freestyling with people, whatever. I was a Christian. At the end of the day, it didn't make my raps no more whack. Now, sometimes I was probably stepping out of my Christianity. Let's admit that. But my point is, my whole life being a Christian, I never felt like because I'm a Christian, the gift of rap that I have is somehow lesser. No, I just talk about different stuff than other people. I put it together in a different way. And maybe, like with people who say Christian rap is corny, I believe what they're actually saying is Christianity is corny. Christ is corny, meaning it's corny to them to say, turn the other cheek. It's corny to them to say, resist the devil and he may flee. No, most rap music is about doing everything the devil wants you to do. It's about overindulging. So it's corny for somebody who lives a lifestyle of overindulging to say, oh, on this flow, there is no ceiling. I'm so ambitious. It's like, no, dog, I get that money, you know, whatever. I can't even fake rap like them because I be done said something crazy playing around. What's my point? At the end of the day, on this flow, it ain't no ceiling. I keep my head up in the clouds. That's actually just a reference to a previous project that I put out in 2020 called To Whom It May Inspire. Let me just show you what I mean there real quick. Oh, man, my camera done went out again. That's frustrating. You know what? That's really frustrating. So I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to say, I got to wrap this up. 45 minutes. We're going to wrap this up. Look, I made it through most of the song, people. If you made it this far, I appreciate you. I apologize. I don't know what's going on with the camera, but I don't got time to be mad about it or try to figure it out. If you enjoyed this, maybe I'll finish it and tell you about the end of the song. If you didn't, we'll just act like this never happened. Please, please, please show love, comment, subscribe, share, all those good things. Y'all have an amazing day. I'm out of this mug. I got other stuff to do to be dealing with this camera. I'm just